Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? If you guys don't want to be spoiled by Borderlands 3 and don't watch, I totally understand, but I am trying to do side quests. I got subtitles up, if you want to read along with what's going on in the background, but I do apologize if you wanted to be, non-spoiled at all to go in here, but what is good? I am pretty happy with the two or a lot of these shows. I mean, to be fair, Doctor Stone was a little bit lackluster than I thought it was going to be, but overall, this episode of Doctor Stone puts things into perspective of just why it's such a bad idea not to just take the overall, backing of these older people, including seeing the benefits out of them, which it's crazy to think that just because of how old you are or whatever, you weren't going to be fit to live in a certain lifestyle. You're not going to be able to do certain things because if you were found by a certain person, you're just going to die. You're not even going to be brought back. I mean, they could waste the rejuvenation juice that they like build up and stuff, but why do that when they can just straight up body you while you're a stone and not even give you a chance to see the world as it is. So it's a really dark thing to think about, like, what are they doing? And from what I could understand, it looked like he pretty much took all of them, like all the older people, and just melded them to get to like a wall without like absolutely destroying them. Almost as if he hasn't really, I don't know, like when you see things like this, you have to, like me, I start thinking about the very far future, right? And I'm thinking you're going to be some of these people soon, right? Like you're gonna be these guys, and now you're acting as if your age is perfect and you're not, like almost as if when you're aging you're not going to change, right? Like they're not going to be any different or do anything bad after that's all been said and done. And I didn't really, like agree with how anything he's deciding to go with it, and because of that, it feels be a big that should be a big part of making us feel like, does he know what he's talking about? Like, is what he's talking about better than what we have going on? Like, what actually can come from all of this? And if it does come out that he's you know doing the right thing or even doing better, will we look at our main character that we've been watching a different way? Like maybe he shouldn't be, just doing what he's doing. That would be interesting as well. But I don't even think they need to go that far. They can keep him as basic as possible and whatever. But I honestly feel like we're getting to a point where we should know, just even what he feels like is going to be possible at the end of the day. Like, what is truly going to be something that makes this understandable? And when the people who are, taking his side continue to do so, what what are we going to necessarily believe in the case of, is our main character going to like absolutely have to take out the people that don't believe in what he believes? Is he going to be able to do that, or is he going to put them in like jails and stuff, and because that's how society actually works, and keep it as like real as possible, but at the same time it it just puts into perspective what he's going up against, right? Like any choice he makes when it comes down to death is going to be huge, and with the power that he's trying to create, death is something that doesn't need to happen because he can just overall, um, make something or use that much power to get the best benefit for everybody. And that's kind of what I am hoping to see. I kind of hope it gets to that point where we know it was worth it, or we know that what he's doing is the best thing he can do type of deal, because there's not a lot of shows that go with that option. They kind of just go with the first option that makes them feel good about themselves or whatever. And with me, I'm like, yeah, that was cool, but on the flip side, I'm kind of like, you know what, screw that, man. I'm like, come on, you gotta take out this guy literally because you guys don't see eye to eye. He was going to absolutely erase you, you know, and because you're alive, he's going to put all the people that you work with in danger and take them out as well, you know. So it's like, it's kind of iffy overall, but at the same time, it's an awesome way to show us what this show is going to be producing at the end of the day. And the old man who comes in for the clutch, I thought he was going to be someone from like our time, but it's just like an old man from their village who's been around for so long that he is just experienced and, you know, in a type of crafting, a type of worksman style, you know. So it was really cool to see that, and that's why I was saying it's a huge kick in the face when you understand that these adults have, you know, seen so much and done so much to get to, you know, doing something they love. At one point, they were kids looking forward to trying to, you know, perfect a craft or do something kind of like our main character being a scientist and saying he wants to get to a moon, and then he does it with his friends, you know. No way he was going to ever stop trying that, and that's the point. And that's kind of what he saw in this guy. If he had the same amount of time as putting into his work as this man does, he would be doing these glass and everything as well, you know, as he does everything else. But amazing stuff. I think the only thing that was weird for me was I mean, not weird, but just the overall narrative and the overall tone of Dr. Stone is fun. Like, it's super funny. Like, they don't take, it seems like they're not taking anything serious, but for instance, if this old man was like, you know, if he was just someone that wasn't from the village and he showed up out of nowhere and we were guessing that he might be another spy or something, like the only old man who he thinks he can beat up and learn from or something, because that would be smart. Bring out a whole bunch of old people, like decrepit people that they can maybe tell by looking at them, and see if you can bring them back, because they're not so much a threat as much as like they have not much, not even long to live, some of them, you know. So that, and they could learn little details, you know. So that's something that kind of made me think that they weren't overall like that intelligent. Like, some people just know stuff, and without learning that knowledge or without getting it, like for instance in this game, someone said, I'm gonna die with my chili recipe. I'll never know that recipe, you know. Like, I really want to know it, but I definitely recommend you guys get this game. It's absolutely hilarious, and some of these characters definitely return and look absolutely amazing. But I will be doing one more video for Accelerator, and Dr. Stone definitely is doing, you know, what it does. It's making its little quips and giving our character a nice science lab this week, and now he's going to be able to even get closer and closer to getting this pill to the girl. But like everybody else knows, and that's why they're training our characters, we're going to have to pretty much see where we can even go when it comes down to what, because if he goes in so if our main character goes into the village, it starts out, you know, everybody still doesn't welcome him, you know. So that's already bad enough. Now if the guy who tried to straight up take out the prankster and ruin everything for us, if he wins, he then is going to keep that rule and maybe even have people, you know, hunt our guy, you know. So it's not just a simple, oh, we got to win this fight because we got to try to get to her now. It's literally, if we don't win this fight, they could start coming after you because they don't really have a good reputation with them, right? So I'm interested in seeing how that's all going to turn out, and if it does wind up being something absolutely crazy, we definitely know who has like the best chance of winning, and it's probably the man who's putting in the most work during training. But at the same time, if the guy who is trying to be the village head and stuff like that, I think his name starts with an M. If he actually really wants to win and he has to fight multiple people that are like trained up, the blonde kid might actually end up winning if he gets lucky enough to fight at when he's like tired and beaten and stuff or something like that. So that'd be pretty funny. But overall, I definitely will talk to you guys in the next one, and let me know what you're feeling on Dr. Stone. But look forward to Accelerator dropping very soon. Do apologize for the long gap of video drop. I wanted to try this out, but I honestly don't know if it's bad or not, So I didn't hear anything negative. I didn't hear anything positive. So we'll just keep it rocking. I'll drop when I can, and thank you for being so patient with your boy and still checking out the videos. I definitely will drop more daily content for you. So with that, peace.